Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today I thought I would go over some of the items that I have to remember Kelvin by. So some of my keepsakes that I have that kind of remind me of him and make me feel close to him. So I thought I would go over that. I have everything piled up here, so it's not that much. But so first things first, when you go to the hospital, they send you home a memory box. And so, if you open that up, they kind of decorate it for you. So it says Kelvin, Ron, and then there's some stuff in here. So, the first thing is just a little crocheted blanket that they would have wrapped him in when they brought him to me. The next thing would be, they have like these little sacks, I guess. They're also just a blanket, but they're like sewed up, and so they kind of put the little babies inside of that. So he was wrapped in that when they gave him to me, and then I think that blue blanket might have been over top, and then just another blanket that they would have used with him. So those are kind of three things. They always give you a little teddy bear. So I have a little tiny teddy. Again, that was given to me by the hospital. They give you just some information on some remembrance ceremonies that they do for babies every year. So it's kind of like an invitation for that. You get a little, let's see, a little card, and it says, when someone comes into our lives, then quietly leaves us, they leave footprints in our hearts and their memories with us forever. Super sweet. And then the nurses and the doctors and everybody that you worked with signs it for you. They give you this little card that tells you baby's name, birth date, how much he weighed, and what his length was. So yeah. So that's just because it's a very hectic day and you don't want to forget that stuff. I have my hospital bracelet. And then they give you the measuring tape that they actually used to measure him when he was born. Calvin was 10.5 inches, so that long. So pretty long, really. Well, I guess the first bit of it is kind of not part of it, so he was about this long, so pretty long. They give you a little card. So the card says, this memory box provides a place to keep special items that you connect with your loved one. To hold, touch, and remember treasured mementos and memories is a healthy part of adjusting to a loss. The box offers a place to go to think about the individual and the moments that you shared. What you put inside the box is up to you. There are no right or wrong things to include, only those things that are special to you and your loved one. So that's just what that says. I should have read at the start because that's basically what the memory box is. And then the last thing they give you is they take photos for you, and then they seal them in an envelope and give them to you, and they say you can open them whenever you want, or you can never open them at all. So I have a few pictures. This is my favorite picture of Kelvin. So there's his little feet there, and just for reference, this is the bear. So his little feet were like in between his legs. So his little feet were approximately the size of just this little pad. So that's my favorite picture, just because it's just his little feet. It's not hard to look at or anything for anyone. This is another one of his feet. There's a couple here that I might not show. This one is kind of a black and white one of him holding on to the little bear. Yeah, so those are those ones. I do have more pictures that I will show you, but those are the ones that I feel comfortable showing you guys. There's a couple more, but I'm not going to show them all. Let's see if I can find the other ones here. I have other pictures. I thought, oh, here they are. So I actually sent my pictures to a friend of mine that does photography. So there's that one again, and she kind of edited them a little bit for me. So there he is there. So yeah, it's the same pictures that the hospital took, but she just kind of edited them for me. I just wanted, obviously he was only 21 and a half weeks, so he looked just like a baby, but he was very small, and his skin was a little different. He was kind of a little red, and so yeah, so I just got her to edit some of that redness out, I guess, so that if I wanted to show people, it can be hard to look at. Like, let's be real, it can be hard to look at. So I just wanted to make them more kind of less hard to look at, if that makes any sense. I have, this is his little box, and this has his urn in it. So this is his urn, and his ashes are inside here. I have not done anything with his ashes yet. They're still in here. We talked about a lot of different things. One of the main ones being planting a tree, but we're not in our home that we're gonna live in forever right now. So we didn't want to plant a tree and then end up moving and have me obviously be upset about either leaving the tree or having to somehow move the tree. So we still have them in here, and they just kind of sit in this little box, and his ashes are inside. The funeral home that did his cremation was so nice. They cremated him, and they actually gave us this box and the urn free of charge. They did not charge us a single thing, which is amazing, because who wants to think about paying for that at such a difficult time. I have this little angel statue that there was a girl that I went to high school with, and she had a stillbirth a few months, probably 3 months or 4 months before me, and she went to the same support group when I went, and so she got me this. It was really sweet of her. She was extremely helpful, especially in the initial days. Yeah, and then I have this. This is the same picture. I just have it framed of his little feet. That's my favorite picture of him. And then I have this other frame, kind of shadow box, I guess, if you will. It's hard to see. So these are they do ink footprints and handprints. This is the little hat that was on his head, so it's pretty small. And then this is another picture. This is the little necklace they give you, and I have a bigger one that this little heart fits inside of. It's in my jewelry box, so I'm not gonna grab it. I might grab it in a bit. And then this, with the footprints, it comes in a little card. Sorry, there's a lot of glare. It says, some people come into our lives and quickly go. Some stay for a while and leave footprints in our hearts, and we are never, ever the same. So it's just a little poem quote. So I have that I made. I do want to paint this white because it would match my house better, because I do leave this out. And then I have just some cards. So some cards from work, and just different people that we knew. This is another one from work, so I got one from 2 different kind of departments, I guess, at work. Another one from my office. My work was very supportive, if you can't tell. This was a card that my family doctor had sent me in the mail afterwards. And this is one just from some people that Corey know, from kind of his workplace, I guess. And then the last thing I have in here is just a cremation certificate. So I've actually hardly ever looked at this, but it just says, just a certificate of cremation, name, place of death, date of cremation, which funeral home. I certify the above to be true, exact from the original Register of Cremations. So the date, it has this little tag. I don't really know what that is, but anyways, that's kind of that. So those are the main, I'm just looking to make sure I get everything. Those are kind of the main things that I have to help me with Calvin. I have a couple other things in here. Just some stuff when we met with specialists about, all of the heart defects. This is kind of the paperwork from that. Just a bunch of medical mumbo jumbo. I have another card that I didn't show. I had a friend that was traveling. She was quite far away at the time. That wrote me this beautiful handwritten card, and there's two kind of poems in there. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna read it because it might bore you guys. Not bore you, but you probably don't really need to hear it. But it's a poem, and part of the poem is kind of written from Corey and myself view to Calvin, and then the other part is written from Calvin's point of view to us. It's very sweet. I read this all the time. This girl is amazing. She hit it on the nail with kind of what she could do to help me and support me. It was so kind. It was the nicest thing ever. Yeah. So that's all for today. I thought that would just be an interesting video to show you guys. Keeping with the kind of October theme of loss. This will probably maybe be my last video on Calvin for a little bit. I'll probably switch it up to IVF or something for the next video. Having too many stillbirth videos in a row is a little depressing, let's be honest. It's a very sad situation, and I don't want to do video after video after video on it because it is a little sad, and you guys will not want to hear about it anymore. So I think this will probably be my last lost video for this month, and I'll move on to whatever else comes next. So if you made it the whole way through, thank you so much. I love you guys. Feel free to like this video, shoot me a comment, and subscribe below, and we will see you next week. Bye guys.